During the month of May, I'll be through hiking the Great Outdoor Challenge, which is a hike across Scotland from the west coast to the east coast. Here is my entire gear setup. My total base weight of all of the gear here for the Great Outdoor Challenge 2019 comes in at 9.91 pounds. Now I'll start over here on the right and make my way to the left. There are a few things that I do not have in here that I do have as part of that 9.9 pound base weight, but I'll go through that here momentarily. These are the Lone Peak 4s. These are the RSM waterproof. I decided to go with the waterproof because it's going to be really wet in Scotland, and I wanted to try these waterproof ultra shoes out. I've never had a pair of trail running waterproof shoes. Next one up is the trekking poles. I'm going with Black Diamond Alpine FLZ. These are Z style type of poles. Z-Packs trucker hat, and then this is a buff that looks like a bandana. The Arc'teryx Cormac lightweight t-shirt. I like the fit better than the Patagonia Capilene t-shirts I've been wearing and bringing lately. Ex Officio boxer briefs, a pair of Nike dry fit running shorts. I did cut out a liner in the inside. The running shorts that I enjoy, I'll have liners in them, and I don't like liners. When I'm back home running, I do, but when I'm hiking, I don't. I'd rather have a pair of boxer briefs underneath it, so cut those out. These are Montbell Tachyon wind pants. One of my favorite pieces of clothing. I throw these whenever I start to get cold. I throw these over my shoes, so I don't have to take off my shoes, and wear these the majority of the time I'm hiking on colder days. Most of the days are going to be chilly, so I'm just assuming that this is going to be worn most of the time, which is why I have that as part of my worn weight. And then Injinji socks, I believe these are the Injinji Trail midweight socks. Z-Packs fleece hat. This is a pair of Patagonia thermal weight bottoms, a quarter zip thermal weight long sleeve Patagonia top, Montbell Plasma 1000 down jacket. Most nights I'll probably be sleeping with both of those because, again, it's going to be wet and it's going to be a little chilly. Now, of course, rainwear. This is really important with the conditions that we're going to see. These are wet socks. I am going to be putting these over my Injinji socks when I am hiking. When it's really wet out. I got this recommendation from Details, which is Matt from Z-Packs. These are a pair of Z-Packs Virtus rain mitts. And then I have Montbell's VersaLite rain pants. The first time I've ever brought rain pants with me on a hike since I thru-hiked the AT. The VersaLite rain jacket. I have this stuffed into its pocket. It's not made to do that, but this is how I carry it because it's sufficient instead of throwing it in the stuff sack that they give and adding a little extra weight. And this is new. This is Montbell's UL trekking umbrella. It weighs about 4.5 ounces. I'm going to use this shock cord to attach it to my shoulder strap. But it is interesting. It's super light. It's about almost half the weight of the umbrella that I brought with me on the JMT. Big four, the Nero, the backpack of choice I've had with me for the past year, maybe year and a half. And this is a new piece of gear. This is the Light AF Ultralight fanny pack. He actually made this just for me. I'm really stoked about it. You can see they have my Follow Bigfoot channel patch right on the side there that he printed on there, and it matches my Nero. This actually attaches right to my Nero where the belt strap is, so I'm not wearing my belt on the Nero. This will just act as a replacement of that and give me some much needed space that is easy accessible. Since I don't wear the multi-pack anymore, this replaces the multi-pack, and I do have a cut up Z-Lite, Therm-a-rest Z-Lite on here. This is another new piece of gear, the Therm-a-rest UberLite. This is going to be my first time using it. I won't be having the stuff sack with it, but it's just easier to show that way. This is the Solplex, Z-Packs Solplex. And then in here is Enlightened Equipment 20-degree quilt. 950 down, so it's a little bit lighter. The extra space that I have in there, when I compress the quilt down, will fit my other pieces of clothing that I'm carrying with me. So I throw my clothing and the quilt all in a Z-Packs medium dry bag. Sea to Summit Ultralight pillow. I had the heavier one before that. And then this is the stakes that I bring. So I have 5 MSR carbon core, and then I bring 3. So I need a total of 8 stakes, but I bring 3 Z-Packs V stakes. These are fantastic to hold down the storm doors of your tent. Why do I have 3? Well, I have had an issue before where one of these bent when I was on trail, and these, if I'm not using one of these, if I get some high winds, my storm door will blow off, will come destaked. So I just bring 3. This will act as a stake at another area, but if something happened, I have a backup that I can adjust out. This makes up about 27 or so, 28% of my gear in my base weight. This is another new piece of gear. This is the Garmin inReach Mini. I have not used it before. Excited about this because it's half the weight of the regular inReach. It has a compass, GPS tracking. I can communicate with my loved ones, and my patrons can track me as well. So if you're a patron, level 2 or above, you'll be able to track me on all of my hikes. Apple iPhone X. This is the Garmin Fenix 5 rather. I had this for quite a while. I have just the regular 5 model because the GPS is good for 24 hours, so it lasts longer than the other models. And I don't need the extra bells and whistles of the bigger ones. This is another new piece. I'm excited about this. This is the Nitecore NU25. I switched out the headband and put some shot cord on this. This comes in only at 1.1 ounces, and the lumens is higher than the Black Diamond Ion I had before, and it's USB charged, which is what I prefer now. My setup for power, this is the Anker 20,100 milliamp power speed PD. What I love about this is with the right USB cord and with the right wall charge that you see right there, which is the power port Atom, I can charge this thing from dead to 100% in under 3.5 hours, which is crazy fast. And that is why I have a bigger, bulkier wall charger with me. If I had just a regular 5-watt wall charger, it would take like 16 or 20 hours to charge that, and I just don't have time for that most of the time. So I have no problem carrying or adding the extra little weight. It's probably, this is 1.9 ounces, so I don't know, 1.1, 1.2 ounces heavier than a regular wall charger. I do have a few cables. So one cable is the USB-C that connects this to charge. Another one is a micro USB, which I'll need for my Nitecore and my Garmin inReach Mini. I have one cord that, which is this one right here. This is for my Garmin watch right here. And then the last cord, and this is something I have not talked about before. This is the lightning cord for Apple. Now it's got a USB-C output, and then of course the lightning input, which goes into your Apple. Now when I use the USB-C, I plug that into the USB-C port, which is where I charge this backup battery. But using the USB-C for my Apple product, my iPhone, to charge it, then I can use the other USB port to charge either my watch, my GPS, or my Nitecore. Before I had mentioned that this is only got one port. Really, it's got 2 if you use the USB-C side. Pair of Apple iPhone. Now this is another new piece of gear. I'm really excited about this. This is the Sony RX100 Mark VI. This is my new vlogging camera. I have not had an opportunity to put it to much use yet. I just got it, but only comes in at 9.7 ounces, and I hope to up my game out on the trail. I am bringing a couple of batteries for that, and then a 256 gigabyte memory card there. And then this is another piece too, UltraPod.
This is the Petco Ultra Pod. This is like a third of the weight of the other pods or tripods that I've brought in the past, and it's nice because it's got a nice Velcro attachment that you can attach your camera to a tree or something to get those awesome trail shots. All I'm needing for my from a stove and kitchen standpoint, my mini Bic lighter, I got a Sea to Summit titanium spoon, my water filter, which I'm still using the Be Free, and then a lock sack, op sack. No need to bring a bear bag kit unless if you wish. There aren't bears except for in captivity out in Scotland. The reason why I don't have any cook kit or anything like that, I am on keto and I intend to stay on keto, and there's really not a lot of options of cooking with keto. That is also why you don't see any cook kit. I'm just going stoveless. Got my chapstick. This is the setup I always bring, which is dental floss, toothpaste. I'll squirt a little toothpaste out of this. This is more than I need. And then a cut-off toothbrush. Body Glide, I have to have that. And then this is just my first aid kit, which I just have a few ibuprofen, a few pieces of Katie tape, and then a couple Band-Aids. Going to Scotland, so I need my passport. One thing that you don't see here is the passport zip from Z-Packs. I had the regular wallet. This will be traded out, and I'm getting the passport zip to throw this in here. I'll be carrying this with me, of course, because I want to go back home. And then toilet paper, my trowel, and then I got a lot of questions on this. I'll do a video on this specifically, but this is Dr. Bronner's soap. When I'm out there and I need to, before I eat or get done going number 2, what I'll do is I'll throw water into the Ziploc bag. I'll put a few drops of Dr. Bronner's soap, and then I'll wash my hands and then dispose of the water 100 or more feet away from any water source or trail or anything like that. I know I've had comments before in the past that you got to heat up your water. And actually, there's new studies out there that says that that doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if it's cold or hot water. I do not heat up the water when I wash my hands. Now, there's a couple things that I missed that aren't in here. I have a smart water bottle that you're not going to see there. I already mentioned the Z-Packs zip. I also have, I ordered on Amazon one of the adapters that I'll need for charging my phone, because obviously I'm going out to the UK, and that doesn't work out in the UK. And then lastly, the two other things that I don't have over here is a pair of possum down socks, which is what I'll be sleeping in. Possum down gloves from Z-Packs. I had a pair and I honestly can't find it, so I'm ordering those couple things, and they'll probably just bring that to me when I meet them up over in Scotland. Well, that wraps up my entire gear setup for the Great Outdoor Challenge 2019. Now, I put together a list on Lighter Pack that I have linked below. And in that, if you open it up, it'll go through each category and what the specs are for every single piece of gear that I talked about. So you can see what the grams, ounces are. You can adjust what the metrics of weight are. So if you are using metric or imperial, that doesn't matter. And then also, I've linked every single piece of gear below in the description box too. So if you want to look more into anything that I'm bringing, my entire gear setup again comes in at 9.9 pounds. This is what the fanny pack looks like attached to the Nero on the belt loops. Of course, this does not have food or water in it, but I'm just so stoked to be able to get back on the trail. I am totally in need for some trail time. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about before I wrap up, every single year around this time, I do some sort of fundraising campaign for some sort of nonprofit organization that supports the trail, or I just support the trail with the campaign. This year, I've decided to put my efforts towards supporting the Superior Hiking Trail Association. Now, it's an association that manages the Superior Hiking Trail, which is my home trail. And as a matter of fact, I'll be through hiking the Superior Hiking Trail this fall. Now, how I am doing this fundraising campaign, I've started a brand new t-shirt design with my friends over at Bonfire. I'll link it below. It's called Eat, Sleep, Hike. Every single t-shirt that we sell, $5 will go towards the Superior Hiking Trail Association.
In addition to that, I'll also be making a donation to the Superior Hiking Trail Association. So if you want to help out, we will be running this campaign for the next 2 weeks, or just under 2 weeks. It will end on May 8th. Thanks for all your support. Stay tuned for a ton of amazing content coming up on the channel with my hike out in Scotland. And of course, I'm going to be doing my big update on keto, what the progress I made during the 60-day keto challenge, and a few other things. So until then, I'll see you guys next Sunday.